Hey, we're gonna start. It's like 6:00.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know. Frank's up there. We're giving me the
Yes.
mic. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
And welcome to the Warren City Schools School District Board of Education regular meeting. Today is Tuesday, February the 20th, 2024, and the time is 6:01 p.m. We are at Lincoln Pre-K-8 School. We are so happy to be here. Thank you for hosting us. We're in the cafetorium, and we do have live stream available at warrencityschools.org. This meeting is a meeting of the Warren City Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. There is a time for public participating during the meeting as noted in agenda items number 11A and 11B. And with that, if everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'll call the meeting to order, and if we can please have the roll call.
Dr. Alt? Here. Mr. Flanagan?
Here.
Mrs. Patterson?
She's excused.
Mr. Walker?
Present.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Here. We have no need for executive session at this time, so we'll move on to agenda item number 4, communications.
Thank you, Mrs. Lamperos. I have one communication this evening, and I think it's very important, and that's why I have it as a standalone. On Saturday, February 24th, Jefferson Pre-K-8 School will be sponsoring a bed build event with Trumbull County chapter of Sleep in Heavenly Peace. I'm sure you've seen a little bit about that organization. Sleep in Heavenly Peace is a national organization of volunteers dedicated to building, assembling, and delivering top-notch bunk beds to children and families in need. Their motto is "No kid sleeps on the floor in our town." It was noted that the increasing need for beds was identified by the Jefferson McKinney-Vento team. The McKinney-Vento grant works with homelessness and provides some funding to our schools here in the state of Ohio. Volunteer beds typically occur being built in warmer conditions, such as in the middle of winter, and are outside using parking lots and other outdoor areas. The event this Saturday will be the first indoor bed build ever held by the Trumbull County chapter. They plan on building 76 beds on the day of the build. There's going to be some work being done on Friday as well as significant work on Saturday. Upon delivery, a child would receive a bed, a pillow, sheets, blanket, and a comforter. All beds that are made here this Saturday will be delivered to children here in Trumbull County, but it must be noted that currently the most requests for beds in Trumbull County are for children that live within the city of Warren. Now, there's been many folks that have provided help and support and services over the last several weeks to making this a reality, and I'd like to thank them for their hard work and dedication to our students, especially those that live in such adverse and challenging conditions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, may I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alt?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. Agenda item number 6, the treasurer's report.
I do not have a report for you this evening.
Thank you. And so we'll move to agenda item number 7, the superintendent's report.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lamperos, for the Board of Education, for a little bit of time this evening. In December, we had a meeting and we had announced that there were going to be some shifts and movements within our athletic department with Athletic Director Nicholson and Coach Steve Arnold. We wanted to make that announcement so we could move forward in the direction of filling both of those positions. Now, given the time frame for which that event happened, we feel and we knew at the time that we were not honoring them, we were recognizing them, but we wanted to also honor both of these individuals for their work and dedication to children in the city of Warren, and that is what we've been putting together and getting together with Brandon Giovanni, who has done a fabulous job. And I'm going to welcome him to come up, and then I'm going to come back and say a few words as we recognize both Mr. Nicholson and Coach Arnold. Brandon?
All right, Bill, you're going to look directly at me on this one, right? All right, guys. Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Giovanni. Some of you may know me personally, but most that don't know me would probably know me by my voice. If you go to the Raider games, welcome to Mollenkopf Stadium. Now, not only am I a 2003 alumni of Warren G. Harding, but since Mollenkopf Stadium got a video board 12 years ago, I've been audio-video coordinator at the stadium, working hand-in-hand with Bill Nicholson each season in creating videos for the football team and webmastering for WGHfootball.com and the Raider fan Facebook page. So I want to express my gratitude to the Warren City School Board of Education and our superintendent, Mr. Shiro, for granting me this opportunity to present a video tribute to our head coach, Steve Arnold, and to share my appreciation for athletic director, Bill Nicholson, a guy that truly never needed recognition or praise. Upon learning of Bill's departure from his role as athletic director, I felt compelled to speak about someone who has made a significant impact on Warren City Schools in my own journey. 11 years ago, I first met Bill as we began his tenure as athletic director, coinciding with my second year producing videos. His first year, our interactions was limited as Bill was navigating the responsibilities of overseeing hundreds of Warren City School sports. As a gentleman, before Bill got to know Brandon and his wild visions, I didn't approach him right away. I respectfully waited until year 2. That's when the phone calls started happening. Over the course of a decade, though, I witnessed Bill's commitment to fostering a positive environment for students and WGH staff alike. Bill's dedication went beyond mere administration. His true passion lies in teaching and empowering others. Despite his busy schedule, he always made time to listen to my ideas and provide guidance. Under his mentorship in 11 years, I transitioned from just being a guy that does videos at Mollenkopf to spearheading my own stadium entertainment company spanning 12 schools in Northeastern Ohio. Bill's unwavering support and guidance at Mollenkopf allowed us to showcase the talents of Warren City School students across various sports and activities, ensuring that Friday nights at Mollenkopf Stadium became an unforgettable experience for all involved, including away fans. Together, Bill and I collaborated on numerous projects in 11 years. We went from creating just hype videos for the football team and seniors to giving all of our seniors and students who create a Friday night game at Mollenkopf a moment on the video board, adding marching band and marching senior videos, cheerleading music videos, and cheer senior intros, and other fall sports senior introductions as well. Creating in our 11 years over 175 stadium entertainment hype videos for the video board at Mollenkopf. Now, these videos not only entertained thousands in attendance, but also garnered widespread attention on social media, reaching over social media impressions of 2 billion people worldwide. So, Bill, here is your credit you deserve. Your encouragement, trust, approval in my vision, and collaboration, we enabled thousands of Warren students to be celebrated on a global scale to 2 billion people, an achievement for which, without his blessing and support, would not have been possible. In addition, over the past 11 years, Bill and I organized 6 championship celebrations at Mollenkopf, honoring the achievements of Warren City School athletes past and present. Bill's attention to detail and personal touch ensured that each champion and/or honoree received the recognition they deserved, fostering a sense of pride and gratitude among the Warren City School community and those being honored. I cannot begin to tell you how many comments and messages I got thanking Bill for making former champions feel great and youthful again. Despite his numerous contributions, Bill never sought recognition or praise. He remained humbled, always putting the needs of students and staff above his own. And as I reflect on our journey together, I am reminded of the countless lives Bill has touched and the lasting impact he has had on Warren City Schools. In closing, I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks for Bill for his dedication, mentorship, and unwavering support over the past decade. His true love, his passion for teaching have undoubtedly made a positive impact on thousands within the Warren City School community, and I'm blessed, Bill, to be one of them. So, Bill, thanks for everything you've done for my school, myself, my company, and my family. I am truly blessed to have had the opportunity to work alongside you, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. Let's hear it for Bill, guys.
Bill, on behalf of the Warren City School District Board of Education, I'd like to present you with this plaque in grateful appreciation of your years of dedication and commitment to our student athletes.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, as you know, I'm a man of few words, but I appreciate everything you said. I'm amazed I did all that stuff, to tell you the truth. I can't remember. It's been a 10-year whirlwind. But Brandon, when we first met, we kind of went back and forth. And one of the words I used to use was stay in your lane. Right. If you stay in your lane and you kind of listen to what I'm telling you, we'll get you through this. And you know what? We did. And like I said, our video board, and we're getting a new one, it's unbelievable, the productions that our kids put on. So appreciate everything you do with the WSEN and helping them out. I'm looking forward to the new video board. I think it's going to do some great things, and just want to thank everybody. It's been a fun run, 28 years so far. I need to get 2 more in, and whatever I'm going to be doing, I'm going to do it well and make sure the kids are involved in it. So thank you for the kind words.
Now on to Coach Steve Arnold. I started doing the video board along with you when you first started. So I can't imagine not having you as a head coach next year, doing a video. Man, one thing I wanted to share with you, about 7 years ago, you told me, you said, you saw one of my videos I did for you guys, and you said, brother, why aren't you like at ESPN or something? Why are you still here in Warren City Schools? My man, I think you know, dude, 36 years I think it was that you've been here. You know what it means to be part of the Warren City School family. You know what it means to make kids and give them the opportunity to be great. So without further ado, I appreciate everyone that was involved in this video, and if we could, play this video tribute.
Head football coach Steve Arnold, who's also with us this evening, will be moving into a new role in the district, a new capacity in support of our Student Recreation and Wellness Center.
Well, I mean, they like you right now, and what's this, November 22nd? Hopefully they'll like me in September and October, but I have to earn the respect by going out there, doing what we need to do on the football field and in the classroom and in the community. Just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I've been truly blessed to be coaching 36 years. You got to bring something to get something now. A lot of teams are going to come in here with the hope and the wish to beat us. The hope and the wish. That ain't good enough to beat us. Game on now, brother. I was here in Warren City Schools for 35 years, 22 years as a head coach. And if you'd have told me a young kid growing up at 2088 Milton Street on the southeast side of Warren, that would never happen. So I've truly been blessed.
Hey Coach, just wanted to take a minute to say thank you for all your years of dedication and all that you've done for the city of Warren, my hometown. You've had such a positive impact on the young people in that city, myself included, from Keep It Real Mondays to Tough Streets. You've got so much to be proud of, such a wonderful legacy. And I just wanted to say thank you and wish you the best, my friend.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate you on a great run as the head coach at Warren G. Harding. It was a privilege to be along for the ride and cover you during your time there. I wish you all the best in the next chapter of your life.
Steve, wanted to offer congratulations and best wishes in your new endeavor. Thanks for all the time you gave me and to your program. You always put the kids first, you always put your players first, and you always put the community first. You will be missed, but you'll do well in your new endeavor. Again, congratulations and thanks.
To the board members, thank you. Go way back. Patty, Regina, you guys in my corner. Appreciate you very, very much.
Many people in this community have dedicated their lives and to the school district, and you and Mr. Nicholson are just a shining example of that.
I thank you for how you have molded them to be more than just athletes, but you've molded them to be student athletes.
I've seen you personally up close, involved with our young people in both sports. Our student athletes are most certainly the better because of it.
Your dedication, your commitment has been unwavering, and it is very appreciated, and this whole city knows it.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the citizens of Warren for being the professional mentor, coach, and also the guider for our young student athletes in our community for the past several years. The sleepless nights that you probably endured worrying about the welfare and well-being of your student athletes, we can't for one minute underestimate or nullify what you've done for our kids and for our community. So congratulations, Steve, on a job well done. But thank God we still have you for the next several years to watch out for our kids and our community. God bless you and your family.
Family.
Take your time, you deserve it.
Said I wasn't gonna do this. Two individuals who weren't here was with me. I was looking through an old scrapbook, and I looked in the background. There was a mother and father, and I think they're pretty proud of me. And I just tried to represent them and my family the right way. From my uncles, my stepdad, my wife, my aunts. So I want to tell you how much I love you and appreciate you for all the support.
Coach Arnold, on behalf of the community, school staff, students, and student athletes, we say thank you. If we measure the legacy of a man's life by the impact they've made on others and the love they've received, then a significant part of your legacy will continue to live in all of us.
I know you're too humble to come up. I asked you to please join us this evening. I thank you very much. And he got a couple extra words on here, and we started it with Coach Stephen T. Arnold. The standard is the standard. And in grateful appreciation for your many years and dedication and commitment to our student athletes, assistant basketball coach 98 to 2002, assistant football coach 1988 to 2000, head boys basketball coach 2002 2012, head varsity football coach 2012 to 2023. Thank you for everything you have done to make my life easier, but everything you've done for all of the children that have come your way. And no one knows what you've done more than what you've done in your heart, because you've never asked for anything other than support for the work that you do. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to make this real quick, and Steve, you got me. I wasn't expecting that. Really appreciate that tribute. You forget about a lot of things that occurred during your tenure as a coach, but I just want to thank you, the board, Bill, Ben, athletic director when he came in. We kind of bumped heads for a little bit, and but we was able to get along and have a working relationship. Alex, going back to reserve, coaching together, man, how long ago was that? A long time. And Dante, man, as a principal, associate superintendent now, I mean, we go back a lot of conversations. One thing that stuck out in my mind, Dante, that you told me, after that shot that occurred, St. Ed's, and I still believe they took a state championship from us that year. And I saw you coming, you said, we're coming down the stairs. And the first thing I said to Dante, and I didn't even remember this, I said, I'm sorry. And I think you said, what are you sorry for? And I felt that I let the community down. with that shot. And I didn't even remember that I told you that. And he told me that. And I just, and I did. I felt I let the community down, even though it wasn't my fault at the time and we still were cheated. I would have a state championship ring by now. And if you notice, there is instant replay now. And they call that the Warren Harding rule, basically. It's instant replay now in high school because that shot shouldn't have counted. But again, I just want to say how appreciative I am to the district for a kid, again, as I said, growing up at 2088 Milton Street on the southeast side of Warren, and to be able to accomplish some things I never would have dreamt that that would have occurred. So Warren City Schools has been great to me. Just tried to do it in turn and do right by our young people and by our community. And again, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
So I'd like to also thank Brandon for his hard work and that he put forward in creation of the videos and all the time and effort you put into it and your heartfelt comments, video and spoken otherwise. So thank you for that. Again, Bill, I know you have a major event going on at the high school, so he's going to run out of here, and I'll be giving the athletic director's report for this evening. But that concludes the first part of our superintendent's report, unless the board wants to say anything or no?
Yeah, I think we said it very eloquently.
It speaks for itself.
But we love you both.
All right, thank you. Our next superintendent's report is a presentation from the Lincoln Pre-K through 8 school, and the admin team is going to present out on our road series to the buildings. Again, in December, we had Warren G. Harding High School. January, we had Jefferson Pre-K through 8 school, and here we are at Lincoln Pre-K through 8. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Jordan and his team. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shiro. As Nikki's getting at, there's no way I'm going to be able to follow that. Bill left already. What a wonderful job. Bill came in, had stability to a program, to the office. So definitely want to wish him the best. And Steve, yeah, over at Reserve, taking kids over to Deemer Park, having them behind Reserve. You were a mentor to me back then. You didn't even know it. Just bringing a young kid on the west side, from the west side, from La Brea over here, and just showing the way and understanding families and understanding how to work with kids. Appreciation. Thank you. The thousands of kids you work with. So definitely here at Lincoln, very proud and blessed to be able to work with an outstanding administrative team that comes to school every day working with kids. And I want to introduce them first and foremost. Obviously myself, campus leader, but Trevor Pitlick, PK-2 principal, Alicia Williams, 6-8 principal, Nicole Meisner, supervisor special ed, and the person who keeps us all together, Nikki Littleton, as our curriculum liaison. Communications is one of our goals for this year. We want to make sure that we communicate not only with our stakeholders here within the building, and many of our staff are here tonight. Others wanted to come, but they had other obligations. Those are the folks that stir the drink. Those are the folks that make us what we are today at Lincoln, and we want to make sure we share our appreciation there. But communication with our stakeholders within the building important, but also making sure that central office, making sure that other administrative team members throughout the district, also making sure our stakeholders at home are communicated with, making sure that they understand what the youngsters go through on a daily basis. We try to involve students. We try to make sure that they work with daily announcements. We work with Final Forms with that communication Remind app. What we're trying to do here tonight is not just highlight what is typical throughout the district. We know that many of us are sound, secure, consistent, has a lot of continuity because we have a central office admin team led by Mr. Shiro, but making sure we're all on the same page. That's so very important. We're going to try to make sure that we highlight, maybe tweak it a little bit and do it the Lincoln way, I guess we'll say. Emails and phone calls, obviously. Home visits. Thank you, Board of Ed. We're already using the new cars that we have, a car available to us so that our liaisons and ourselves can make some home visits and work with families. Again, leadership by an outstanding central office, including Mr. Capers, making sure that we have vehicles to go and make those home visits. That's so very important. Also, class and building newsletters, not only the building, but classes do this. Building district website. Virginia does a great job facilitating what we do within the building and getting it on our website. Hopefully you see that what's going on in the building on the website. We try to make sure that we make it robust, and we want to make sure that we get that information out there to the families. Sunday all calls. We started that this year and wanted to make sure that 5 o'clock every Sunday evening, we send out an all call, even if it's just highlighting what's happening in the building for the week. It could be upcoming events. It could be what's going on in the building. It could be special activities that are going on. It could be something that's happening in a preschool classroom all the way up to 8th grade. We make those all calls. Actually, we have family members coming to us saying, we're getting the family together now on Sunday late afternoons, and we're around the phone and we're finding out what's going on at Lincoln at 5 o'clock. So those are great things to hear, and we're going to continue to do that as we move forward. Well, let's see. Here we go. Okay, we went a little bit too far. Community supports. Again, we want to make sure that we not only involve what our district can do, but our resources outside of the district. Here are some areas that we worked with. You see Nikki in the photo with our kids with turkey giveaways. We've had Second Harvest Food Bank meat giveaways. We make an all call. We say we have a line going. Within 20 minutes, every product that we had was in a family's hands. Outstanding. Food bags every day. Miss Williams and Miss and Takia in our pantry, along with our liaisons, getting those food bags out daily. We can't say enough about the church partnership next door. And we got a family member here that makes sure that he helps facilitate this. This is a community partnership that has gone on for years and has only expanded. These folks not only give their time, effort, working with kids, bringing food, bringing clothing, over $2,000 worth of clothing into our kids' hands for the holidays. Just an outstanding partnership next door. We only want to help facilitate even more. Boot giveaway into our kids' hands. Shoe donation giveaway. We have well over 100 pair of shoes that we're going to be getting into our kids' hands pre-K to 8. So this shoe giveaway, that donation that we're going to get into those kids' hands, only going to help our families out. A night of soup during conference night. Inspiring Minds. Derek has done an outstanding job with this and making sure that we have quality individuals coming into our buildings working with our kids. Shop with a Cop. Hair Spa Day. We're looking at again, trying to have some partnerships in the area to get our youngsters possibly some haircuts, having some hair done for our kids, maybe taking them to Raphael's, maybe having barbers take care of kids. We want to make sure we address diverse hair as well. So not just somebody that comes in and does a hair cleaning, blowing it out, drying it, and doing a nice little haircut. We have to understand that we take care of all types of youngsters' hair. And then also, as you can see, Pete the Penguin came here. Next slide. Try to make it very quickly here. I'm going to invite Ms. Pitlick up, and she's going to take care of our community engagement.
Good evening. So at Lincoln, the community engagement piece for us is really about embracing opportunities with our community partners and stakeholders and opening our doors to utilize their talents for our students and families. There are many listed there, and we have several more that we are in planning process for the rest of this year. But two I'd like to highlight for you are the SMARTS program that's listed there. We have teachers from the SMARTS Community Art School that comes to our school. They collaborate in planning and delivering lessons with our K-2 teachers, and they're integrating art, music, drama, and theater, sometimes dance, with our students and the curriculum that we already have adopted here in Warren City Schools. The same experience is available for 3rd through 6th grade students. as they visit Monroe School and engage in those lessons that incorporate the arts activities as well. The second one I really want to highlight for you is our Winter Wonderland that we had here at Lincoln. You're shaking your head, yes, yes. It was led by our art teacher, Kristen Newbrow, and this has become a yearly event for us now. It's designed with themed rooms, decorations, interactive activities for families to experience, and there actually were Lincoln students dressed up and part of the activities as well. It was entirely created through the donations from staff members for all of those decorations that were put up, as well as the time to put all that up and take it down. So many more, as we said, that we're looking forward to tying in our community partners and getting more of that partnership and community engagement with our families, and hopefully more through the end of the year. So stay tuned. Now to introduce community within the building will be Alicia Williams, our 6-8 principal.
Thank you, Ms. Pitlick. Today, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's building community within our school. As we navigate through these formative years, it is crucial that we create an environment where everyone feels valued, supported, and included. Community to us means fostering connections, building relationships, and lifting each other up. Here at Lincoln, we've created some unique opportunities to cultivate a sense of belonging among our students. One of those opportunities was for students to be part of creating respect agreements. Students were asked to define respect and to tell what this looked like from student to teacher, teacher to student to student, and student to our building. These community-built agreements are posted in each classroom and referred to when measuring respect. Students feel pride in being a part of a discussion that they were part of building. Another way that we build community is by promoting empathy and understanding by encouraging open dialogue through our daily SEL lessons, where most students feel comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings. When students have conflict or negative interactions, peer mediation also allows students to listen to each other's perspective, cultivating a culture of respect and compassion. Another important aspect of building community is celebrating diversity. Our school is made up of students from different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. We embrace this diversity and learn from each other's differences. Students were tasked to make a cardboard self-portraits with the lesson behind them being we are all so different, but the same as we are human. These self-portraits can still be seen throughout our hallways to remind us of this. Additionally, we empower our students to take ownership of their school environment by having our school community responsibilities woven into our PBIS incentives. For instance, for responsibility, we ask students to demonstrate how they can keep our building clean. Whether it is through student-led initiatives like our recycling team, clubs like Student Council and NJHS, or service projects for daily announcements, our students take advantage of the opportunity to make positive impact in their school community. When students feel like they have a voice and agency, they become more invested in the success of their school and their peers. Finally, we lead by example. As educators and role models, it is important that we embody the values of kindness, inclusivity, and integrity. By demonstrating these qualities in our words and actions, we set a tone for the kind of community we want to create. Restorative meetings between students and faculty have been integral. Some students have been assigned structured days to work one-on-one with faculty members to help them transition back into the traditional school day. Lincoln's Climate Committee meets frequently to discuss the well-being of students and staff and ways to improve everyone's daily experience. We also have a compliment wall where anyone can leave kind words about a staff member or a student. In conclusion, building community here at Lincoln is not just a goal, it's a journey that requires dedication, empathy, and collaboration. Together, we will continue to create a supportive, inclusive environment where every student and faculty member feels valued and empowered to thrive. And to discuss curriculum and instructional supports is Mrs. Erica Sampson, our literacy coach.
Hello. So all of these supports in around in the classroom are very important, but we know that literacy skills contribute not only to the academic success here in the school environment, but also in our entire community as we try to improve everyone's lives. So we are constantly trying to level up our literacy instruction to go along with our building theme this year, even though there have been some major changes in literacy instruction recently. So structured literacy and the science of reading These are the terms that are under the umbrella of the simple view of reading. This research came out of a lot of brain research and learning of how children learn how to read and write. And these terms have helped unify that research. Now, Warren City Schools began to align ourselves, our curriculum and our instruction to this shift even before Governor DeWine announced in 2023 that all Ohio schools needed to have the science of reading or structured literacy program in their schools for all the students. And then most recently, the Ohio dyslexia law came into effect, and all schools were required to administer the dyslexia screener to all K-3 students. We just did that last month across the district. This screener was not to diagnose dyslexia, but what it did was it flagged students who may have some reading difficulties or characteristics of dyslexia. Out of the 403 K-3 students here at Lincoln who took the screener, 73 students were flagged because they showed some characteristic of a reading difficulty. This was 18% of our K-3 students. And although we do not celebrate this number because we recognize these students are struggling, it did confirm that our core programs and interventions are appropriate in supporting literacy development. According to national norms, students who experience characteristics of dyslexia or reading difficulties are between 50 and 20%, so we fall right into that range. This confirmation of our literacy curriculum and instruction is huge, and that's the nothing new part, because as pieces are put into place and these changes are happening outside of Lincoln, we are able to adjust and learn more about what we are doing in the classroom. So our focus as a teacher can be on leveling up, not trying to change and implement something totally new. We have also not waited for this data to provide literacy intervention. Our struggling students have already been identified, and we have already been servicing them in intervention. So what you will see happening in the classrooms, this is our first area of curriculum, the phonological awareness. It is the base and the foundation of all literacy learning. So you will see and hear PK2 teachers instructing students to hear and identify and to manipulate sounds using Hegarty, using sound walls. And this phonological proficiency will help them hold on to their phonetical knowledge, which is the next slide, hopefully. There we go. So in our K-5 classrooms, we have the Sadlier phonics to reading, and then in 4-5, they have some advanced word study. And then to continue on the other side of the equation is the vocabulary, it's the listening comprehension, and then the writing instruction. That happens in the classroom using the Wonders curriculum that now stretches from K to 5. And then the My Perspectives, oh, this is jumping all by itself. The My Perspective is in the 6-8. When students are identified for intervention, these are the intervention programs that we are providing. Really great reading from K to 5 for our struggling readers. The 6-8, they run the rewards program. And then our top tier 3 intervention is the Wilson program, which is a specialized reading program that's very systematic and explicit. The reading support teachers who provide this intervention go through specific training, which gives them a dyslexia certificate, and we service 2nd grade through 8th grade with the Wilson program. So all of these programs are in various stages, but again, they are not brand new. We are just trying to expand, and we are trying to gain more knowledge and drill down to really teach students and meet their individual needs, and that's where I come in as a literacy coach to help with that. And speaking of coming in, I'm going to ask Chris Wilson, my counterpart in the math department, to speak about our math instruction.
Hi, everyone. It's real similar to literacy in what Erica said, that we are using kind of known programs. So you'll see what looks familiar. So K to 5, we have Bridges Mathematics. You'll see kind of a daily lesson if you're in classrooms. Parent guides go home with every single unit. As I told our families at Family Math Day, these are ones that go on the fridge because they're going to have, if you can kind of see it below the picture of the girl, like the models and things that maybe we didn't get when we were in school, but that are integral to them understanding all the way up through algebra. So I could promise you in like 2 weeks, the high school algebra teachers will be doing models just like that. And as you can see, I think that's grade 4. They're going to be doing models like that, but with letters instead of numbers. So these are models that kind of transition across multiple grade levels. And we set the foundations for those way down with the elementary kids. You also see number corners. This is probably the most recognizable feature in most of our elementary classrooms besides sound walls, which are pictures of children's mouths all over the building. I can't get those bulletin boards back. So, I don't know sound walls, but Erica insists they're very important. But you'll see number corner. Most people recognize the calendar. So like if you walk down this hallway, you'll see all our second grade teachers have it up. And then there'll be charts that kind of go with it daily. And then you'll see workplaces, which are kind of the gaming component of what they do K to 5. They're much more prevalent in K2. That's like a daily routine. All of our buildings are doing this too. So you'll see consistency across buildings for kids that are transient or kids that are moving from west side to east side and vice versa. When we get to the middle school, again, program we've had for a while, CPM, you see daily lessons. So you'll see stuff kind of like in the picture, kids working on poster paper or whatever. You'll see checks for understanding built in. You'll see math notes. A lot of times we get complaints that like there aren't any note taking. That's built right into the program. And then you'll see review preview, which is like a home component that kids and parents should be doing. If you kind of see those blue links there, those are homework help things. So if a teacher does say like tonight I need you guys to work on these 3 problems, all kids have an ebook. They can get through it through Clever, and they can click on that for some homework help or some guidance in our middle school programs. So again, you'll see student-centered in most of the middle school classrooms across the district. You'll see kids working in groups. Those are algebra tiles, which are really similar to what we just saw in that 4th grade thing. High school uses them too. They first break them out in like 6th grade, but then our 6th graders are like, wait, I've seen these before. They're a different color because we use them all the way down into like 1st grade. And then you'll see kind of problem-based learning. So like that second picture is something that 8th grade's getting ready to do right now, which is they're taking tracing paper and putting it over shapes, and then they're going to see how those shapes move around. As we look through again with CPM, there are e-tools also. So for our kids that are at home, they just literally like go right to the link and boom, they have those algebra tiles at any point. We do have some kids that prefer those at school. They don't have to worry about dropping them on the floor, picking them up after they're done, so they'll use those. At the right, you'll see kind of the additions that we use here at Lincoln. That'll be 6th grade through the 8th grade algebra, and the 9th graders at Harding use that green one on the end. And then at the bottom, this is really similar to what we see as our state calculator, kind of on our state tests. You'll hear it referred to as the Desmos calculator. There's a graphing one that our 8th graders and our high schoolers use, and that would be more similar to what our like 6th and 7th graders use. But again, available to everybody online for free. So the other thing that we're trying to expand here, McGuffey kind of piloted last year IXL. So if you look here, you'll see it's kind of individualized learning based on their NWA map. You could see it's on the computer. Kids could do it at home and at school. And then there are leaderboards within the building. I have a couple posted right in the hallways here if you want to see who's in charge right now. And then you could see our usage as a building, which I think is pretty darn good for the first year. We're at over 1 million questions, which is pretty awesome. We're working to change that circle just a little bit and get our green bar a little bit higher. And our staff's really been helpful with that. So a lot of times we hear as Lincoln goes, so goes the district. I'm kind of proud of our usage, especially compared to some of the other buildings. And then this is an example of one of our leaderboards that just kind of timed out. I have new ones up as of today. Sorry, I was at Harding. So you'll see like classes can kind of check in on each other. We can kind of see like, how's 6th grade doing in comparison to 5th grade. And kids are tracking that and kind of peeking at it on bulletin boards throughout the building. So that kind of goes through what I was going to do. I'm going to introduce Nikki Littleton, our curriculum liaison. She'll be talking about interventions.
Thank you, Chris. So as Mr. Wilson and Mrs. Sampson mentioned, all these wonderful district-aligned curriculums that we have, all of them are used in some capacity within the classroom for interventions. But we also have every single day 30 to 45 minutes designated for interventions outside of the core curriculum in all K-8. We also have our after-school program that started last week. It runs from February 14th to March 28th, We invited 240 students, and we had 24 teachers step up to help with the interventions. Some of them are over here tonight. Thank you. We have that going on twice a week, which is wonderful, data-driven, kids coming in excited for an hour and a half after school. All of this leads into our District 1 plan goals, and we have our Lincoln goals, which are BLT members. I think I skipped it. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Are aligned to our 1 plan. So we have 3 goals till the year 2025, and everything that we do has to be aligned to our 1 plan goals. All of these goals run through our BLT. So they help drive any district items that we have within the building, even the community engagements, everything, we go back to these 3 goals. And if they're not aligned to these 3 goals, we say, is it worth putting our time into? Because it has to drive these goals as a BLT. And I see some of our members here tonight as well with our BLT. I'm going to hand this over to Nicole Meisner, our special ed supervisor.
Hello. This is my first year here as a special education supervisor, and I want to start by just expressing my gratitude to my team of my administrators. They have been so supportive, not only with general education students, they have been so supportive with the special education program here, along with all the general ed teachers, the ISTs, the educational aides. I couldn't have been placed in a better place to feel as part of a team than here. So I want to thank everybody for that to start. But here at Lincoln, we have cross-categorical classrooms for each pod, so K through 8. We have an ED classroom. We have inclusion classrooms for every grade level. We have a, I don't know if I already said ED classroom. We have a new sensory room, which there's some pictures up there. We're really proud of this. We've been working on it. We've just got to introduce it to some of the kids this week and last week. A lot of the staff haven't even got to see it yet. So if anybody here wants to stop down and see it when we're done, it's room 143 down here. We want to talk about our educational assistants. We have a great group of educational assistants here that help us educationally, behaviorally, and medically. We have a lot of medical needs in our building this year, and I know I see some smiles over there. They're really pulling us through and helping make sure that our kids are safe on a daily basis. The next slide, we have student support services. We wanted to touch on this. Some of this was already touched on, so it's just real quick. There's a picture of the Student Support Center with the Zen area and the desks where kids could go when they're struggling a little bit. They just need somewhere to go take a break. Valley counselors and support staff will go get them, work with them. Goal is to always keep the kids in the classroom, so people will step into the classrooms, try to get the kids, back on track. Our family liaisons, the huge help of our pantry. There's some pictures up there of the pantry. When you're new to the district and you get to see the resources that we have, it's just amazing. And our people here, there is nothing that we ask for that we can't provide to our families, and that is a great feeling. We have, it's okay. The picture, you can go back. And then there's a picture here. This is the picture of the SMARTS program. It was just kind of ended up here, and that is that is actually a cross-categorical classroom that got to enjoy the SMARTS program that day. So I will hand it back to Mr. Jordan.
So as you can tell, we're going to wrap it up, and we need to celebrate together. There's so many great things happening in our district as a whole, in our building. Yes, it's tough. Yes, we have difficulties. Yes, we have challenges. But we cannot meet these without each other. And if we're not together and we don't bring things together and keep it together, no matter what happens, we will not accomplish the task that we have out in front of us. And what that task is to educate our youth and making sure that they are the next generation that's going to be able to take care of us. That's the goal. So we have so many different things going on. We're going to close it with this. Used to have a communications director used to stand up in the back of the room and give me this sign when it's time to go. And Steve already, I'm sure, is behind me doing that. So we're going to end it and just thank everybody and keep us together. Make sure we don't know it all. By all means, you have suggestions, you have ideas. Make sure that we talk about those and we make this place even better than what it is. Thanks for coming to Lincoln. It's great to have you here tonight.
thank you, Mr. Jordan, and the entire team that support with Chris and Erica. Thank you guys very much for your time and presentation and pointing out some of the great things here at Lincoln. Thank you to the staff that have stayed, and how about, you guys have more of a showing for support for intervention than you guys had in forever years here. So, I recognize that and want to thank you for that.
Board members, do you have any comments? Go ahead.
I'd like to say I think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. Keep up the great work. I love the sensory room, by the way. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I'd love to go down and see it if possible. But I do think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. Keep up the great work because it shows with your students. They may not say it all the time, but they definitely appreciate it. And Miss Williams used to be my assistant, and to see what she's doing now here at Lincoln is absolutely amazing. When I was a teacher in Warren City Schools, so I want to say kudos to her because I know that there's things that I see at the board level that the liaisons here at Lincoln are doing, and you teachers and staff and administration here are doing, and I think you guys are doing an awesome job, so kudos to you guys.
Well, I would just like to say kudos for all your hard work and effort that you're putting into our young people, because the young people are our future, and I think you're doing a good work, and it continues to show when I see how we overall as a district have progressed and continue to progress. And I just want to thank you for your hard work and know that all that you do for our kids is not in vain. Because if you can make one kid, help one kid, make one kid's life better, then you have done a good work. And I just want to thank you personally for all your efforts and all your hard work. Kudos, and thank you very much again.
So as a Lincoln parent, this will be my 12th year. Wow, as a Lincoln parent, my last year. I've seen the changes in the district, in the building, as well as the district. Transitioning from being, parent of a first time parent of a kindergartner coming in, to now being on the board and being able to see the overall picture and just to see the level of work. I love the fact that you're translating some of the directives and the goals of the district down to the Lincoln level and making them applicable definitely to the students here. I love to see, all the teachers that are still here working extra days and volunteering their time, really even being here now. But it's kind of nice. Me and my wife joke because my son, who is an 8th grader here, they don't talk a lot sometimes. Sometimes they do, but sometimes when you want them to talk, they don't. But 5 o'clock, I already know I'm going to find out what's happening at school that week. So I can be like, hey, you didn't tell me about A, B, and C. Oh, I forgot. Well, thank you. So definitely get those calls, and they're definitely appreciated. Me and my wife joke about it quite often. And the last thing, completely unrelated, but I'm going to take that, the West Side. Coach Jordan, that's where I came from as well, the West Side. But no, thank you all, seriously. Do appreciate all the hard work, all the time, all the dedication. We understand that a lot of times this is thankless work. And so many of you, even before I had kids in the district, Miss Sampson, that, I knew a lot of you all, Miss Williams, that, and the work that you've done here. So appreciate it, definitely appreciate it.
Well, very good. I think some very eloquent words from my colleagues. And as a former Lincoln parent myself, quite a long time ago, it's amazing. We all know how education is constantly moving and changing. And all of you have stepped up to the plate, and every day, every year, you do what's asked of you, and you do it because you love it and you love the students. And I think, for me, I look out and I see, you show up every day and you love on these kids, and that is just so important. It's amazing, I think, academically, when I think of what my kids had to do to what our students today have to do. I don't think the general public even realizes, the intensity of all of that work. So to all of you, thank you so much. We really appreciate your dedication. Thank you for hosting us. It's so important for us to come out into the buildings. I would love if, we had parents here, that could kind of, interact and see what's going on. Thank you. More parents. But yeah, thank you so much for all of your hard work. And, don't ever be nervous to do a presentation in front of us. We are harmless. We love you all, okay? And we really appreciate all your work. So thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you, and that concludes the superintendent's report for this evening.
And those are the words we like to hear.
Yes.
All right, with that, we'll move on to the Board of Education committee reports. We don't have anything for athletics right now. We have a game going on, or you do have something?
I have a couple notes from Mr. Nicholson.
Okay.
First, he wanted to celebrate Emma Frazzini for her qualification in the OHSAA District Bowling, and that's going to be held in Lorain, Ohio in the coming days or weeks. Also, he wanted me to share that numerous indoor track members are on the brink for qualification for the upcoming Ohio State Indoor Championships. So that's another good note coming out of the athletic department. Also, he wanted to make everyone aware that Warren Harding will be the host for the OHSAA D2 Boys Basketball Tournament. It's a great opportunity for us to showcase our school as teams from up to an hour and a half away could qualify for that event. With the Student Recreation and Wellness Center going up, that's always the talk of everyone that's coming to the facility nowadays. So that's exciting. And also spring sports are conditioning as the season is only 5 weeks away. So a lot of great things going on currently in the athletic department. Mr. Nicholson is at the high school tonight. He was excused from the board meeting. We are the game of the week with hosting Farrell. So that's the activity out of the athletic department at this time.
Thank you very much. Finance advisory, anything?
No, I haven't.
No report. Thank you. Board policies and guidelines, anything?
No.
No report. All right. Legislative liaison, you have anything? Okay. And we won't have TCTC because Ms. Regina is not with us tonight. Do we have anything under old business? Okay. Do we have anything under new business?
Yes.
Please.
So after talking to several city and community leaders, as well as parents and families, I have come to the conclusion that many of our city members do not understand what the school board does. In an effort to strengthen the bond between the school district, school board, and the community, I believe that we need an activity that will positively engage in conversations with our community. I think that we should conduct informal breakfasts with the board at various restaurants throughout Warren on Saturdays for an hour or two with our community. This would include 2 members of our school board rotating each month, sitting with members of the community to listen to their thoughts, ideas, and have meaningful conversations. I believe this will allow us to effectively communicate what we are and are not able to do as a board. This is something that can be advertised via school newsletters, word of mouth, etc., but I definitely think it would be helpful for our community to understand what we do as a whole.
Very good. Do my colleagues have any thoughts on that? To my right and my left?
No, I actually like the idea. It seems, who can turn down food? But no, honestly, I think it's a good opportunity to be able to get out into the community in a way and really be informal and let them know us as fellow citizens instead of just people behind a desk. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I concur. I think it's a great idea. I think that, as Alicia said, it gives them an opportunity to understand who we are and what we do as a board. I think that would be a great thing. I think that's a great idea. I really do.
Okay, so you know what I think we will do, and I'm on board with that. We actually had lunch together and had community members approach us, and so it was very nice, But anyway, yeah. So why don't we at our next board meeting, the next month, we'll go ahead and bring it up under old business and tie down some, maybe a date, and we can kind of figure out who's going to go or whatever, and do the work on the details of it. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up.
Excellent.
All right. Did we have any public participation sign up? I didn't think so. Okay, thank you. So we will move along to the board agenda. So we've got page 3, item 1. Dr. Alls, please.
Treasurer's recommendations, minutes. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding the January 30th, 2024 board minutes be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 4, item 2, Mr. Walker, please.
Monthly financial statement. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding the January 2024 financial statement and short-term investments made by the treasurer during January 2024, Exhibit A, pages 37 through 38, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 6, item 3, Mr. Flanagan, please.
The 2023-2024 co-curricular budget and purpose statements. It is recommended the resolution listed below establishing 2023-2024 co-curricular budget and purpose statements be approved as submitted.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 7, item 4, Dr. Alls, please.
Revised appropriation budgets. It is recommended the resolution listed below for revised appropriation budgets, A and B, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 8, item 5, Mr. Walker, please.
Yes, approve the application, accept the grant, and approve the grant appropriations. It is recommended the resolution listed below to approve the application, accept the grant, and approve the grant appropriation, A, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 9, item 1, Mr. Flanagan, please.
Change in date of regular board meeting. It is recommended the resolution listed below, changing the date of a regular board meeting from Tuesday, March 19th, 2024 to Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, and everybody's marked their calendar accordingly?
Yes.
Perfect. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 10, item 2, Dr. Rawls, please.
Board work sessions scheduled. It is recommended the resolution listed below scheduling board work sessions, A and B, be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, any questions about this?
Will there be breakfast? Lunch? Oh, dinner.
Well, no, it's dinner time. It's 5:30. Breakfast or lunch. Grab something on the way in. Okay, call the roll, please.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
And Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 11, item 3, Mr. Flanagan, please.
Early release. It is recommended the resolution listed below to add additional early release days be approved as submitted.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 12, item 4, Mr. Walker, please.
Agreements, contracts, and/or leases. It is recommended the resolution listed below, entering into agreements, contracts, and/or leases A and B be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, call the roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 13, item 5, Dr. Rawls, please.
Declaring transportation impractical. It is recommended the resolution listed below be approved as submitted.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. All right. On page 15, Item 6, Mr. Walker, please.
Field trip. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding the field trip A through C be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, and good luck to our robotics team as they get ready for their seasons.
Yeah.
Go ahead and call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 17, item 7, Mr. Flanagan, please.
Ohio Department of Education certification for Ohio Teachers Evaluation System and Ohio Principal Evaluation System. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding the Ohio Department of Education certification for credentialed Ohio Teachers Evaluation System and Ohio Principals Evaluation Evaluators be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 18, item 8, Dr. Alls, please.
Tuition reimbursement. It is recommended the resolution listed below for tuition reimbursement be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, call the roll, please.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 19, item 9, Mr. Walker, please.
Acceptance of gifts. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding acceptance of gifts to be approved as submitted. We want to thank the Apostolic Pentecostal Church for their gift to the Willard PK through 8 staff and a monetary donation of $150. We want to also thank Hampton Inn and Suites of Warren for their gift to the Raider Pantry Program for toiletries and gift baskets, estimated value of $500, and the River Church for their gift to the McGuffey PK through 8 school for freezer and frozen foods, estimated value $1,200.
Second.
And thank you again to all of our donors.
Yes.
They take extremely good care of our students. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. On page 20, item 10, Mr. Flanagan, please.
Personnel recommendations. It is recommended the resolution listed below regarding personnel items A through K be approved as submitted.
That'll take you through to page 34.
Second.
Thank you. And we do have one military leave to recognize, and that's on page 27. And it's an amended one. So for Kyle Huey, again, thank you for your service.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? All right, please call the roll.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. All right, we'll move under board recommendations. And we have no one signed up for public participation. And there is no need for executive session. So at this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and the time is 7:09 PM, and please call the roll.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan?
Yes.
Dr. Alls?
Yes.
And Mrs. Lamperos?
Yes, and the motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you again for coming out. We greatly appreciate all of you for spending your evening with us. And be safe.